When this Omega Seamaster 300 James Bond 60th anniversary was introduced back in November 2023, I was very excited to see it. I thought, this is it. This might be my one and only Omega in the collection. Now, almost a year later, I finally got a chance to have my hands on this watch and experience it in the metal. Do I still think it's a great watch? In this video, I will review it and tell you what I like and what I dislike about the 60th James Bond anniversary Omega Seamaster. I spent a week with this watch and it left me confused with the things I love about this watch and some strong criticism. First of all, the watch is absolutely beautiful. The design obviously is my favorite part about this Omega. The watch's case actually looks exactly like the No Time to Die version, except it's in stainless steel instead of titanium and the dial colors are different. Plus, this one has a wave dial versus plain dial with NTTD and also no faux patina here. I am a big fan of the first James Bond Seamaster variants, those ones with the wave dial and subtle look of the aluminum bezel. I used to have the full-size model and I still own a mid-size one from the 90s. The modern thick wave dial is not my favorite, except for the white dial model. But with this James Bond edition, Omega brings back the updated waves that I remember and love. And it's also my favorite blue color. Even more, the model features aluminum bezel which tones down from the ceramic ones used in the regular Seamaster 300 models. The blue color of the dial and the bezel looks great though. It's not shiny, but it's still prominent enough on the wrist. The deep dark blue provides a great contrast to white hands and applied markers. Here are some interesting design tweaks with this 60th anniversary model. First is the lollipop seconds hand, which is another very different nuance setting this watch apart from regular Seamaster 300 models. Another interesting quirk is that instead of a triangle or pimp on the bezel, this model has number 60, which refers to the 60th anniversary of the Bond franchise. Pretty cool, huh? Speaking of quirks, since the model is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the James Bond movie franchise, the back case is dedicated to the occasion. If we flip over the watch, we will see a partially transparent back case with the Bond 60th logo and an interesting GIF-like animation with the iconic James Bond movie opening sequence. The animation is linked to the spinning of the lollipop seconds hand. Although the feature itself is pretty cool, I am not too crazy about it. I would prefer the simple transparent back case. But the good thing is that all the James Bond references are on the back. From the dial point, there is no indication that it's a special 007 model. With this watch you get an iconic and capable diver watch. You have 300 meters of water resistance and a screw-down crown. A diver aluminum unidirectional bezel with loomed numerals and indices. The bezel performs well, but rotating it can be tricky as it doesn't have the best grip. The watch has a beautiful deep blue dial and nostalgic laser engraved waves which are clearly inspired by the first James Bond Seamasters from the 90s. A very welcome touch. The dial has applied markers filled with lume. The lume is very nicely executed. It is the blue colored lume except the number 60 on the bezel and an hour hand, which both are with green colored lume as I mentioned earlier. What I am not a big fan of is the lollipop seconds hand. It seems a bit off to me. But apparently it refers to the Seamaster 300 that was produced in 1959 for the British Ministry of Defense. I measured the watch with digital calipers and the measurements are pretty close to the ones stated on the Omega website. The case size is 42 mm. The lug-to-lug is 49.5 mm. Thickness is 14.1 mm. The watch is powered by the Omega's coaxial master chronometer caliber 8806. It is an anti-magnetic movement with 55 hours of power reserve. The watch has a domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment on the inner side only. The regular Seamaster has it on both sides. There are advantages and disadvantages to both options. If you are planning to wear a watch as your daily, I would suggest no anti-reflective coating on the top as it can be scratched. Before we proceed, I'd like to say big thanks to Ren from Wrist Time Co. for letting me spend some time with this watch so I could make this review. Please give him a follow on Instagram at Wrist Time Co. as a thank you. Now, let's talk about the bracelet, because this is something I don't like at all. No, it came out wrong. I like the look of the bracelet and the quality is great. It's the same mesh style bracelet like on the No Time to Die version. Only this time it's stainless steel and not titanium. The bracelet can be adjusted pretty easily with the flap inside the folding clasp. The buckle is a combination of polished and brushed parts. With all that said, the bracelet is incredibly uncomfortable. When I put it on my wrist for the first time, it was bad. I kinda knew what to expect as I reviewed the Not Time to Die titanium version before. Its bracelet was also uncomfortable to wear. But because of the lightweight titanium on both the watch and the bracelet, it made it more wearable. With the heavier stainless steel bracelet, it's more challenging. After spending some time with the watch, I eventually got used to the bracelet and it's now more wearable. But depending on the wrist, the experience may not be the best. With the adjusting holes position, it could be challenging to find the perfect fit. Overall, I have a feeling that the bracelet should be more comfortable for people with larger wrists than for those with average or small wrists. My wrist size is 17 centimeters for the reference. At the end of the day, if you really like the watch, you can swap the bracelet with any NATO or other strap options. So how is the watch on a wrist? The wearability is as important as the design and specs. My issue with the bracelet we already covered, and I can say that after getting used to the bracelet, the watch wears quite nice. My personal preference would be the same watch in a smaller 38 or 39 mm case. But even as it is, I wouldn't have a problem making this Seamaster my daily. I would play with other strap options though. The watch is on a larger side for me, but I like how it fits and looks on my wrist nonetheless. I am still hoping for a mid-size variant though. The retail price of the watch is $8,300 US and 11,300 Canadian dollars is quite steep. It is less expensive than the titanium James Bond version, but substantially more compared to regular Seamaster models. But the watches have started hitting the secondary market and can be bought with some discount, as is usually the case with most Omega watches. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this Omega Seamaster James Bond 60th anniversary. Don't forget to subscribe. I do appreciate the support. I will see you next time. Bye now and take care.